everyone, welcome to a new video, and this video is going to be my empty products for September 2018. I think I last did one of these in April or something like that, so it's been quite some time and I've definitely saved up lots of different products that I want to share with you today that I've used up. Some of them are old favorites, others are newer products. I will talk about each one and give mini reviews. If you want more in-depth reviews on some of these products, then make sure to check the link to my blog below, because I always put a full list of products on my blog when I make these videos and then link to any reviews that I might have. I just really like reviewing on my blog, so don't shoot me if you don't like being linked through, but I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet in this video. So let's get down to the first category. Now, if you saw my perfume collection video a couple of months ago, then you will have noticed that I had a couple of perfumes that I wasn't really loving anymore and that were about half empty, that I thought, well, maybe I should just use them up. And by now, I've already used up two of them. I used up the Miss Dior Chérie Eau de Parfum and then the Burberry Brit. I just used this up the other day, so that was very exciting, so I could include it in this video. I really liked these at the time when I was buying them, but they're kind of like standard fragrances, and I really wanted to try and find my niche, so I was trying to like just buy a couple of these smaller perfumes to see what I might like. And I did like these, but I did get sort of tired of them, which is why I had half a bottle left. So I just tried to soldier on and use these up, and that's what I did. So these are those two perfumes. Now, another area that I used up some things are like balms and cuticle oils. I used up a Kiehl's Eucalyptus Lip Relief Lip Balm. I really like this. I do have to say that with the Kiehl's lip balms, I use two now. I like them, but I do feel they have a lot of mineral oil in them. So while they do nourish my lips, I feel that over time, something like the Nuxe Rev de Mille does more for me than these do. So I won't be repurchasing this. Now, for my cuticles, I've used up these two. This is the Catrice Procare nail oil. I really like this, but I ran out of this so quickly. It does have a nice applicator, so it makes it really easy to apply to your cuticles. And I always apply this before bedtime, and then I use a cream, and then my cuticles are nice and nourished. And this is the Coconut Miracle Balm by Purple Tree. I'd never heard of this brand, but I spotted it at my local drugstore when I was at the counter, and it said that it would do wonders for your cuticles as well as like any sort of dry patch that you might have. And I did really like it. I like the smell of it. It wasn't too coconutty, but I do feel that I very often got too much with this. I prefer an oil like this to this, but there was quite a bit of product in this tube and it took me a long time to use this up. And then let's just get started with something that I'm very excited about. I have used up quite a bit of makeup products, and not your standard like brow stuff only for once in my life. I have used up 5 mascaras. Only 2 of these are full size though. I used up a Lash Princess by Essence, which I really enjoy. It's a really nice budget alternative. I used up a waterproof mascara by Maybelline. This is the Classic Volume. And then I used up a bunch of minis. I had so many minis that I was given gift with purchase, and I just like, they were just lying around, and I was like, I just need to try these. The Bad Gal Lash by Benefit was one that I used in the past and liked it at the time, but I feel that this one, it just doesn't really suit my mascara needs anymore. Another one I wasn't a fan of was the Clinique High Impact mascara. Again, I tried this a few times, but I felt it didn't do enough for my lashes. One thing that I was very excited about and that I used up until I couldn't get anything out of it anymore was the Legendary Lashes by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm actually considering buying a full size, and I think it's been at least a decade since I bought a full-size high-end mascara. So that's a bold claim right there. Now, something I'm really into in the past year is primer. I never used primer before, I think, November last year, I think. So it's been just under a year that I've been using them, and I've already used up 3. The first one that I used up was the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. I really liked it at the time. It was definitely like a revelation in terms of primer for me. I went through it not super quickly. I think it lasted me like a good 3 or 4 months. I only used one pump anyways, and this was the hydrating one, which I preferred over the mineral one. I tried that too and wasn't a fan because it felt very silicone-y. This has a bit more of a hydrating property to it, and it made my makeup last a lot longer, so I love that. Would I repurchase? Not necessarily, because I found something that I like much better. This is the Faced Hangover RX. I got this in a small travel size to try it out. I really love this. I have bought a backup of this, and it's a full size, so you know I'm willing to commit. And then another primer that I used up more recently is the Catrice Light Correcting Serum Primer, and this is in the shade Candlelight. I really like this, but as I was using this, I was like, I'm going through this so quickly. I think this entire bottle lasted me like 6 weeks, maybe 7. So it's definitely a product that you run out quite quickly, and I figured out that it is because you get only half of the size of most primers. So you get as much of this in this little container as you get in the travel size Too Faced one. So that's something to bear in mind. However, this is only like €5 or something, $4.50, something like that. So this is really nice, cheap and cheerful. I liked how glowy this was. It made my makeup last longer. And I already have a new one of this, but in the new shade that they're doing for the fall winter season. Now, products that you very often see in a empty products video, I guess, are brows and liners. I definitely use these up quite regularly. This had dried out. This is the Essence Superfine eyeliner pen. If you're looking for a very affordable eyeliner pen, then I can highly recommend this. And then for brows, I used up the brow combination I was using before, the one that I was using now. This is one of my favorite brow products. This is the Soap & Glory Archery Brow Pencil. And then to go with that, I used up the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. This wasn't my favorite. I thought it was a little bit wet, and it kind of smushed into my brows too much. So I wasn't a big fan of this. I won't be repurchasing this. I already have a backup of that. And can you believe it? We're still not done with makeup-y items. I'm so happy that I was able to use up so much. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This was the first setting spray I really tried, and I just, again, tried this in a mini, and it was very successful. I have repurchased this because I do really like it. A product I go through regularly as well are powders. Now, if I open this up, you will see that there's still a bit of product off to the sides. I know I can take it out and repress it and use up the entire pan. The problem is that I've been using this for nearly a year, every single day, and I'm so sick of it. Like, I just want to use a different powder. There's a lot of product in this though, so I think this has at least 10 grams or something, which for a powder is a lot. It's the Bobbi Brown Press Powder, and it's in the shade Pale Yellow, and I felt it was very, like, it's a nice powder, but I especially got sick of it this springtime because I felt it was too yellow for my complexion. I definitely go very pale over the winter time, and then it just didn't match me quite rightly, I think. So something I'm very proud of is that I used up 2 face products. I don't think I've ever used up a foundation or a BB cream yet. This is the Ready Set Gorgeous foundation by Covergirl that I bought in the States a couple of years ago, and this is definitely one of those foundations that work best for me in the summertime, so that's why I used it up now. And yeah, I really like this. I believe it's been discontinued, so that's really sad, and I would have to go to the States to even repurchase this, which I don't have a trip planned anytime soon, so no point in trying to look for it yet, but I did really like this foundation, else I wouldn't have used it up. And I used up the Tea Tree BB Cream by The Body Shop. This was my favorite BB cream, and they've discontinued it. I'm so sad. Because I used it up and went back to the store to try and buy a new one, and then they were all gone. I believe the website still sells it, but yeah, I haven't really committed yet. So I'm now on the hunt for another nice, lightweight, summertime BB cream / tinted moisturizer. So yeah, if you have any recommendations, I would love to know. Another category in which I used up 3 items is concealer. I used up 3 concealers. Now these probably don't look very used up, but I just can't get any product out. And I know you can take out the stopper and all that, but I have enough concealer to last me a lifetime. So once it's difficult to get the product out and the stopper is still in there, then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Especially this one, like, it's all the way on the sides. I think I had like 2 uses left in this, it's just not worth the effort. This, by the way, is the Liquid Camouflage Concealer by Catrice. This is in the shade 020, and it took me ages to use this up. Not because I didn't commit. Once I committed to this, it went by very quickly. But the shade in this was a little bit too dark. So by now I have repurchased this in a lighter shade that's a bit more pink toned. So it suits my skin tone better, and I have been loving that. But yeah, that's the Liquid Camouflage. And then I have also used up the, what's it called again? The Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour Concealer by Revolution. This is in the shade C3. I tried this after I heard everybody starting to rave about it last spring, and I love this. This has to be one of my favorite concealers ever. And yes, I already have a backup of this in this exact shade, so. And then another one that I'm sad to see go is the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay. Now, I have never used up a high-end concealer. This is the first one. Was a teeny tiny little bit too dark for me, but this was really nice in the summertime to like just blur out any imperfections that you want to blur out, and then you just use a powder on top and you're good to go. So I did really like this. I would, if I go out and repurchase it, which I probably will, I would get it in fair neutral instead of light neutral. Right, and then last makeup product, and one that I'm proudest of, I use up an eyeshadow. I have two backups of this, and I already have one in use. This is a discontinued Body Shop eyeshadow in the shade 13. It's like a very nice off-white, it's not a cream, it's not a white, it's sort of like in between, and it's just my perfect shade for setting my paint pot with. So that's what I use this for, and the other one is already getting a lot of use, so I hope to, because I use this for quite some time, so I'm curious to see how long that one will last, but I use up an eyeshadow. Good job. And if you like this video and you want to see more by me, then of course you could like this video, subscribe to my channel. That would be all lovely if you could do that for me. And yeah, I make new videos every single Thursday and Sunday, so we'll be back in a couple of days. So I hope to see you then. Bye.